People here on this quiet Mount Vernon street are waking up to police and investigators after an innocent man was struck by... It is a pretty impressive scene here on Mulberry. I will show you that we have crews out here and also several fire trucks that had their ladders up, but luckily there's not much to worry about. It all started right here on the penthouse. It's just about 12 hours off, but we've already got people who are getting ready for the fun tomorrow. And over here you can see that the barriers are already in place for the more than 1 million people who are expected to come out.
It has been pretty nasty on these roads. In fact, when we were on our way here to the Bronx, we saw the roads looking a lot like this, and we thought, hey, maybe they had not come through, maybe the plows were not here, but lo and behold, here are some plows.
7 years, Kareem Mohammed has had his food cart right here in this same position. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4 steps from where the SUV crashed. Pretty interesting conversation I had, Bill and Liz. In fact, the fake employee told the salon here that they needed to pay him $500 to change this meter. Well, we called the scammer this evening, and he wasn't afraid to tell us he's been doing this for 10 years, making millions. With a busy salon, it's understandable that owner Laura Vecchio panicked when she got a message from power company PSE&G that her electricity was about to be shut off. She immediately called the 800 number the person left and talked to a man named Mike.
You have no other choice but to pay it now. I have a guy out on the field who's coming to turn your electric off.
Vecchio didn't know what to do except pay.
The salon was packed with women, clients under the dryers, under the heat lamps, color on their head.
After she got over her panic, Vecchio realized it was a scam when she was told to get a prepaid Visa card and call back with the numbers.
I came within inches of paying it.
So I called the same 800 number and a man named Michael answered. It didn't take long for him to confess to stealing from people from his home in Puerto Rico using this scam, but says it was his friend who called Vecchio. So confident in his con, he agreed to an interview.
Let me be honest. If you had children and they sick and you have no food to give and you had nothing to give them, I'm pretty sure you would do the same thing I do.
Michael tells me he sometimes feels bad preying on people's emotions, but it doesn't stop him from lining his pockets. On a good day, how much money do you make doing this scam?
Sometimes you make 3, you make 2,000, 3,000.
Michael says he's made $3 million in 10 years using this scam, but was quick to get off the phone when I questioned him more about that. You've made $3 million, so these children obviously have food. You've made $3 million.
Well, I'm sorry. You said 2 minutes, and right now 7 minutes, okay?
And with that, he hung up. He said he only targets New Yorkers because, frankly, he said it's easiest. Now, I spoke to someone over at PSE&G, and I'm told by a spokesperson that they would never make a call like that. And if you have any doubt, all you need to do is hang up the phone and call them directly. Bill, this is the closest we've been able to get to this mudslide since it happened. Now, the whole process to remove about 10 feet of dirt that is now against that building was held up for hours after a stone wall that runs several hundred feet on either side of this mudslide started to move and shift. Now crews are taking baby steps to make sure the building and the wall don't collapse. It could be days until the 111 residents evacuated from this building will be allowed back in after a mudslide came careening down along with the stone wall.
Sound like, like it was a train wreck or something. You could hear stuff rolling.
Keith Housey lives directly next to the evacuated buildings and says he can only describe the moments after the mudslide as pure chaos.
All I just kept seeing was people running out the building.
One of the residents forced to evacuate was asleep when the mudslide happened. Demetrius Wright went to see the damage after being alerted by a neighbor.
I went outside and they said you can't go back in.
So you left with the clothes that were on your back and that was it?
That was it.
Luckily, Wright had a friend to stay with last night, while dozens of his neighbors had to sleep on cots in the police athletic league building.
What we're doing is providing them with clothing allowances, transportation allowance, food allowance, and the hotels are being provided by the city.
One of the most difficult things for the Red Cross to deal with were medications, considering most of the evacuees are senior citizens.
A lot of them needed their medicine immediately, and that was our challenge. They couldn't go the night without medicines.
As for the building, the deputy fire chief tells us engineers are monitoring the walls to make sure there won't be a collapse.
A big 50-foot section of that wall slid with mud, and 50, 60-foot trees are leaning up against the building on the far side. So what they're trying to do now is to dig that out, relieve the pressure.
Now, the short-term plan is just to make sure the stone wall and the building won't come down while crews work. That way they can get the residents back in here. The long-term plan is to get this 150-year-old wall that once was an aqueduct stabilized, and that could take months. Reporting in Yonkers, New York, Renee Stoll, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.